Hello and welcome to lesson 6 of the writing series. Today we are looking at writing a formal letter. In the previous lesson, lesson 5, I went over the main features and structure of an article. In this lesson, we will examine the main features and structure of a formal letter. So what is a formal letter? A formal letter is a type of text used to communicate between professionals, organizations, their customers, clients, or external parties. They are also exchanged between individuals to achieve a specific purpose. Formal letters are written using professional language, tone, and structure. There are several reasons why a formal letter may be written, for instance, to apply for a job, make an inquiry, make a complaint, resign from a position, write a job reference, or challenge or question a decision. So, unlike informal letters, formal letters contain the use of complete sentences, accurate and effective use of spelling, punctuation and grammar, and formal vocabulary. Planning is key for any writing task. It is simply your way of reminding yourself about your main purpose for writing, and it helps keep you focused on the relevant details, such as ensuring you use the correct structure for the particular text type that you are going to write. So for instance, if you decided to write an article, you know you must include things like a title, headline, the name of the person who wrote the article, the date before you go on to write your introduction, main body and conclusion. Similarly, if you are writing a letter, you know you must include main features such as the address of the person who's writing the letter, the date, the name and address of the recipient, the salutation before you go on to write your introduction, main body and conclusion, and then the signature at the bottom. So planning first would also enable you to decide how many paragraphs you intend to write, knowing that your introduction and conclusion has already been taken care of. Focusing on the introduction, main body and conclusion, you need to be aware of the role each one of these play within a formal letter. Firstly, let's have a look at the introduction. Your introduction, as the name suggests, simply announces your intention and reason for writing the letter. In other words, it gives the recipient an idea of what the rest of your letter is going to be about. Next, we have the main body. Your main body of the letter is where you provide details of the points you wish to make and any evidence you have to back up your points. It is important to organize your ideas in very clear paragraphs. These paragraphs could contain a topic sentence, supporting sentence or sentences, and a concluding sentence. If you would like more information about how to write a paragraph, please watch my video on Lesson 4, Writing Paragraphs. Finally, we have the conclusion of your formal letter. This is where you make clear the final thought you wish to leave the reader, or indeed any action you would like the reader to take. So here's a layout of a formal letter. Let's look at the addresses, date, salutation and introduction. We can see here in the top far right hand corner of the letter is the sender's address. This does not include the sender's name, as this goes at the bottom of the letter where we have the signature. Each new word within the address also begins with a capital letter, and each letter within the postcode is capitalized. Next, we have the date. The date has been arranged in day, month and year format. We then have the name and address of our recipient. In this example, we do not have a name for our recipient, but we do have the recipient's position. In this case, our recipient is the manager, and therefore we write their position and then followed by the address. Next, we have the salutation. Because we do not have a name for this recipient, we write Dear Sir or Madam for our salutation. If we did have a name, so for example, Mr. John Smith, we would write Mr. John Smith at the top of the address before we write their position. So it will be Mr. John Smith, the manager, before their address. We would reflect this within the salutation by stating, Dear Mr. John Smith, or very simply put, Dear Mr. Smith, followed by comma. Next, we have our introduction. We know that our introduction is where we write our reason for writing our formal letter. So in this example, we know that the main reason for this letter is to complain. Another thing this introduction is indicating is what the main body would entail. In stating the main purpose to be a complaint, we naturally know that the main body would contain the details of the complaint. In the main body, we can see that we have 4 paragraphs, each one focusing on one topic, with the first one focusing on long wait times, second one on the wrong bill, third one on inability to speak to the manager, and the final one, a summary of the family's frustration. We can also see that each paragraph, except for the third one, contain a topic, supporting and concluding sentence. The single sentence paragraph has, in this case, been written on purpose to make an impact. That is, to make the content in that paragraph stand out and to emphasize its relevance in this complaint letter. And finally, we have a conclusion that clearly states what action they would like the recipient to take, followed by the correct signature, in this case, yours faithfully, to match what we wrote in our salutation, which was Dear Sir or Madam. Okay, so now it's your turn. I would like you to imagine you went to the cinema on Saturday with a friend. The cinema was cold and there were lots of children who were very noisy. You complained, but you were asked to put it in writing. So, write a formal letter of complaint to the manager of the cinema. So we know that self-assessment is key for everything you write. Once you have completed your letter, I would like you to ask yourself these questions. Did I write my address in the top right-hand corner of the letter? And is my date immediately below this? Did I address the recipient correctly by using their name if I have it, position and address of the cinema? Is my salutation correct? Have I stated clearly my reason for writing in my introduction? Do the paragraphs in my main body contain a topic sentence, supporting sentence or sentences, and a concluding sentence? Did I use any one-sentence paragraphs on purpose for effect? Does my conclusion include the action I would like my recipient to take after reading my letter? Is my signature correct? And did I proofread my letter for spelling, punctuation and grammatical errors? And did I use formal language throughout my letter? Great! So now would you say you are familiar with the main features and structure of a formal letter? I hope so. Okay, so we have come to the end of this session. Remember, good communication is the bridge between confusion and clarity. The question is, which side of the bridge are you on? Until next time, take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.